Peace, love, and life, family. It's your girl, Morgan Renee Myers, tuning in with you all for another new reading. I'm so excited to be on a new book. First off, I'm on two different cameras, so if you see me looking back and forth, that's why I got this phone for Facebook, this phone for Instagram. This phone for Facebook is one of my old phones that does not have the best quality, so deal with the video, honey. Um, but yeah, those that are wondering, this is yarn in my hair. I had a movie premiere Sunday that I was in, and my outfit, it went with the outfit, and I just ain't took it out yet. So, nonetheless, we got a new book today. Today is actually Tabitha Brown's release date. She dropped the book today. I went to Tabitha Brown is on a book tour right now for her book called Feeding the Soul, because it's my business, finding our way to joy, love, and freedom. So I saw her on Saturday, and they gave us copies ahead of time, but it dropped today officially. Let me get my lighting right on this side. I don't know. So yeah, so I read like the intro already. I did a video just talking about the tour, and how I went and some things that we discussed while she was there. I brought a gift of goodie bags. I make crochet spiral earrings, and so I brought them. I didn't meet her, but I was smart, strategic marketing. And she in my city, so why not try, right? So I dropped it off to her sister who was sitting by the edge of the stage, and she got it to Tab, and Tab actually tagged me in one of her videos and shouted me out, told me to keep going, hun. She said it was so cute, and she can't wait to wear one of them. So I'm excited for her. I'm excited for me. And I'm excited for this book. So the intro was really nice. And I'm gonna be myself, but I might say some of the slang like how I hear her say it, because so those that don't know, Tabitha Brown, she's from Eden, North Carolina. She currently lives in California with her husband Chance, her daughter Choice, her son Quest, and their dog Blackie. She also has a bonus daughter named Talia, I believe, which is Chance's daughter before they had Choice, from another encounter. Nonetheless, she's awesome. She's an influencer. She's a vegan cook. And she went vegan because she started having health problems, and her daughter put her on to a documentary called What the Health, and it changed her perspective. They did a 30-day vegan challenge as a family, and she decided to keep it up after that. And so she just has a great personality. She's an actress. She's a mom. She's a comedian. We have a lot in common. She's awesome. So I'm ready to get into this book. Like I said, today, September 28th, was her official release date for this book. So everybody can purchase it. You can just Google. Don't go to Amazon. She's going through like HarperCollins or some, like, go to her Instagram page or her Facebook business page, and it will direct you to how you can purchase your own copy. So I know my lighting keep going in and out over here on Facebook. Y'all just let me know if it get too bad, and I'll try to rearrange some things. But let's hop into it. So like I said, I already read the intro the other day when I was doing my recap. And that will be uploaded on my YouTube. I gotta chop it up because I was doing a whole long video. So now we're getting into chapter 1, and it is entitled Your Gifts, Your Business. It starts off with a quote by Ethel Waters that reads, "We are all gifted. That is our inheritance." I have a question for you, honey. One that maybe you haven't been asked in a good while, if at all. She country as hell, y'all. She's people refer to her as Auntie Tab. Like, she just gives you this southern mama auntie type feel. Like, it's just it's so warm, and she has such a great personality. Look at her beaming. And I love how she's going to talk about in the book, but I love how she's 42. She's been doing this for a while. She been out in Cali. She been acting. She been on her journey for a while. She's just making her break, but she been doing the vegan cooking videos for a few years, and like, it's like she just now getting major recognition. So moral of the story, everybody keep going, keep doing what you're doing, keep dreaming. When your time will come, your time will come. I have a question for you, honey. One that maybe you haven't been asked in a good while, if at all. What gifts were you born with that you are not using? Ooh. Say it again, Tab. What gifts were you born with that you are not using? What are those things that you can say without a shadow of a doubt, I'm gifted in that area? This comes naturally for me. Some people are great at math, not me. Others are great at teaching children. Some folks can sing the paint off the walls, and others can draw anything with scary accuracy. So I ask you again, what gifts do you have that you are not using? Listen, We were born with gifts, talents, and abilities in order to use them, not to let them stay dormant inside of us, not to be silent about them, not to carry them right on to the grave without doing a thing with them. There's an old adage that says the richest place in the world is the cemetery. Too many people leave this world without ever letting their brilliance and creativity see the light of day. It is definitely more about than just working and not working. I was catching some of her so she went to came to Greensboro first. She went to detour. She went to DC last night, and I saw some of the recap. And in one of the recaps, she was stating about how like Tab even said when I seen her in Greensboro that she'd keep a job. She said if anything happened right now, and her life was to go a different way, she could get a job. And so she was talking about how even though some of us still have to be in this position where we're working, it's just that it's like we're not even dreaming just because we're going into where we have a set schedule, a set pay, and we just get caught up in the routine. And she said you can't let that stop you from continuing to pursue your dreams, and I think that's very important. All right, let's get on with the book, child, because I'll talk y'all on the table. Too many people leave this world without ever letting their brilliance and creativity see the light of day. Don't you dare be one of them. Start using those gifts and watch your world start to change. Growing up, I had so many moments that really scared me when it came to recognizing the gifts I had and trying to figure out what to do with them. My whole life, I've always been funny. Even me too, Tab. Even as a child, I knew I could make people laugh. I used to be the joke teller at all the cookouts when I was a kid. I loved jokes and laughter so much. My daddy bought me my first joke book when I was in third grade. Oh God, how I love those books. I would read them all the time and even came up with my own jokes that I'd test out on the family. I couldn't wait for the next big family gathering so I could share my latest jokes or performance. My family would laugh until they cried sometimes. It made me feel so good to know I was giving them so much joy. I didn't realize that my sense of humor and timing were actual divine gifts until, of course, much later in life. But there was another gift, one that, for a while there, I wouldn't talk about. I was sure that people wouldn't understand it or they would be so frightened by it that they think I was crazy and stay away from me altogether. I have the gift of seeing and dreaming. Some folks back home call it second sight. I had many dreams as a child about various relatives or certain circumstances that felt like premonitions. One night, when I was 6 or 7 years old, I had a dream that I was stuck in an automatic sliding doors at the grocery store. I saw myself, my arms and legs flailing, trying to escape the opening and closing of the door on my body. When I woke up, I told my mama and she comforted me. Later that week, I was with my neighbor when she stopped at the grocery store for a few things. Honey, lo and behold, the doors closed right in on me just like in my dream. I dreamed about it and it had come to pass. It was so strange at first to continuously receive these visions, but then it just became my norm. I finally said to myself, "Oh, wait, this is a gift I have. I dream things and they happen." It became a real thing for me. As I got older, I would talk about my dreams often, and my mama would affirm that she'd always known I had the gift. But this isn't something that's easy to share with people. There's this fear of people saying, "Oh, she crazy." If I were to always tell people what I saw about their lives, they'd probably slowly back away from me, their faces revealing their skepticism. But there also comes a point in your life when, in order to be authentic, you have to embrace all of what makes you who you are. As I came into adulthood, I love that. It's the authenticity for me. I feel like that's why Tab is in the space that she's in, and I'm excited for us as Americans that are allowing her to hold this space and embracing her for being who she is. Because with social media and the way things are, we can get really caught up in things not really being real and putting on a front for the gram or social media or whatever. And it's like she's just being her whole self. And from what I saw at the book tour, she really seems like who she is on camera and off camera. And of course, you don't know everything that's going on in everybody's life, especially if you're just based off, like a lot of us, just based off of what we see her post online. But it's an organic energy that can't be denied with certain things, and it's the authenticity when you can recognize genuineness. Um, so yeah, so she said, but there also comes a point in your life when in order to be authentic, you have to embrace all of what makes you who you are. As I came into adulthood, this gift of mine was something I couldn't ignore, even when I desperately wanted to. I can't control the visions or the dreams, they just happen. My husband, Chance, and I first moved to Los Angeles in 2004, and honey, there wasn't a silver spoon in sight. We lived in an apartment complex in Baldwin Hills near Don Tomaso Drive that required us to take 51 stairs. Yes, I counted, to our front door. We had a neighbor named Kim who seemed very sweet, although we didn't know her very well. She had the cutest baby boy named Devin, and as time went on, we did the typical friendly neighbor thing. We'd speak and say, "Hey, how are you?" when we passed each other, but didn't get too involved in each other's lives. But there was something in my spirit that pressed me to try for more. I felt led to invite her over one day with another friend. While Kim was there, she said, "I have to go to this little birthday dinner later. Do you guys want to go with me? You can ride with me." I said, "Sure." I hadn't really been out in LA yet, so I thought, oh, this will be interesting. A little fun something to do. But as we were leaving, it happened. We were going down those forever stairs, and Kim was holding Devin, who was about one at the time. As she placed him on her hip, I got a mental image of a coffin with a man in it. Somehow I instantly knew that it was this little boy's father. I have no idea how I knew. Um, and I certainly didn't know where the image came from or why it came to me, but there it was. As soon as I saw it, I thought, oh my God, this baby's father has passed away. As Kim was putting Devin into the car seat, she said, "I need to take my son to my mom's house before we go." Her next words nearly knocked the breath out of me. "It's just been so hard because his dad isn't with me. I lost his dad when I was pregnant." I almost passed out. Wait a minute. What just happened? I honestly didn't know what to say. There was no way I could admit, yeah, I knew that. She wouldn't have believed me anyway. But that experience was the beginning of me truly accepting that the gift was not only real, but something that would always be a part of my life. Oh, that's kind of scary, Lord. Dang that. The dream. Do y'all have dreams and get premonitions and have this gift? I'm gonna pause real quick while I drink some water. Y'all have dreams? I don't really remember like that. I was encouraged to lay off the herbal remedies, which I should, but I don't remember a lot of them. Like I have them sometimes, but I don't always remember, or I'll know I'll feel that I'm having one. But again, and I know people say wake up and write it down. Just like I don't even. It's like I can feel that I'm having one or I had one, but by the time I open my eyes, it's just it all goes away. Do y'all dream? Guess not. Y'all leaving me hanging. Come on, people. If you're gonna tune in with me, engage with me, honey. I don't be talking to myself now. All right, where we at? I know. Bye 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 bye. Okay, so the dreams and visions I always had were undeniable. But again, how do you share something like that with someone? Well, maybe God is trying to teach me something here. I don't know, I thought. That was an understatement. A couple of months later, Kim and I took Devin and my daughter Choice to the fair. It was in Orange County, a bit of a drive from where we lived. On our way back, I volunteered to drive Kim's Lincoln Navigator since she'd driven us there. "Okay, that's great," she said. As I was getting on the freeway, it happened again. I saw the most terrible image in my mind. I saw my 3-year-old daughter opening the door and falling onto the freeway. I literally saw her rolling down the concrete as cars rushed past. It was the scariest vision I'd ever seen. This wasn't the time to be quiet like before. "Okay, I've got something to say. Do your doors lock automatically? Are the doors in the back locked? Are the doors around the kids locked?" I asked. Yeah, they lock automatically. Why?" I said. "I don't know. I just had this very weird thing happen." I didn't go into detail, but not even 2 minutes later, we heard the whooshing of wind coming from the back seat. Despite being strapped in, Choice had opened the back door. Lord have Honey, my heart was racing so fast, I knew it was going to happen. I had already seen it. Even though Kimmy told me the doors were locked, my daughter had figured out how to get hers open. While doing 70 miles per hour on the freeway, she should have asked, was there a child lock? Well, that's for the door, not the windows. Wait, no, that's for the door. She should have asked about child lock, child. Oh, Lord, this is scary. Um, Even though Kim told me the doors were locked, my daughter had figured out how to get hers open. Why was she not strapped in the car seat? What the hell, Choice? While doing 75 miles per hour on the freeway, I swung and swerved the door so the door would slam back shut. Then I pulled over. My whole body was shaking. Kim was staring wide eyed at me. "You knew that was going to happen? How did you know that was going to happen?" "I don't know, honey, but I saw it," I said. After calming myself down and soothing Choice, I got back on the road. From that day on, I chose to listen to my spirit. Though I was still very much afraid of these dreams and visions, I knew my life was calling me to embrace them. Embracing my gift would empower it. When my mother was sick and in her final days, we had so many wonderful conversations. We sit together and talk for hours about so many things. Hold on, y'all. Okay. We sit and talk together for hours about so many things. I'll never forget one night when she asked me, "Are you ready to talk?" "What are you talking about, Mama?" "Are you ready to talk?" she asked me again. She knew. The visions I would see and the dreams I would have, they were getting stronger and stronger. But of course, I played like I didn't know what she was asking. "Talk about what?" "The things that you're seeing." The tone of her voice was measured, even as it was filled with love. "I told you as a little girl that you have the gift of dreaming," she continued, "but you also have the gift of seeing. God has chosen you for things that He can trust you with. You need a mentor." My mother recognized the gift in me because she had it herself. But she also knew she was on her way out of this world and would not be here to help me navigate using it. In her own way, she was saying, "Don't be afraid of it. God has trusted you with this gift." And if I'm honest, there was a season in my life when I didn't want the gift at all. I didn't want people to think I was nuts. I'd spoken with a pastor who I was told could help me make sense of it all, but I'd begun to see some things about his life and confirm that they were true, which I suppose scared him. He stopped talking to me, just stopped engaging altogether. This not only made me sad, it made me never want to share with anyone else. After that, my prayer was even clearer than error. "Oh God, please take this away from me. I don't want it anymore." For a couple of years, I thought my gift had disappeared. I didn't have visions or special dreams for a while, but you know what? I kind of missed it. I felt like I wasn't complete. There definitely seemed to be a trade off. When I fell ill in 2016, the dreams and visions became stronger, and I started having intimate conversations with God even more. And eventually, I freed myself from the stigma of it all. I now welcome the visions. I welcome the dreams. I'm so thankful and far from afraid when God gives me messages to share with people. I surrender and accepted my gift and assignment. And that's just it. We have to embrace the gifts that God gives us, no matter what they are. You know the saying, if you don't use it, you'll lose it? It's true, love. And losing it might seem like something you want in the short term when fear and the need for acceptance overwhelm you. But trust me, losing your gift might also mean losing the purpose attached to it, and you don't want that. Listen, I could have chosen not to share my gift of supernatural sight with you out of fear that some readers might feel uncomfortable. I certainly could have not put it in the very first chapter, but here's the thing. We all have something we've been given that ultimately will serve and fulfill our life purpose. You might not be able to make people laugh or have dreams and visions, but I promise you, honey, there is something beautiful within you. Do the work to uncover it. No matter what people might say or think about it, seize the gift. Then watch how it blesses you and everyone you encounter. I'm introducing you to this part of me because I know for sure that the very first lesson of living and loving well is trusting the gifts God has given you. To believe in them so much that you move through life with an agency and intention that is solely yours. Your gifts, love, are 100% your business. TSA. TSA stands for Tab Service Announcement. Recently, as I prepared to celebrate my 42nd birthday, I realized that my dreams to become a performer and help people through my art were just now coming true. In fact, it's just been in the last year that my whole entire life has changed. This affirmed for me that we are never too young or too old to start dreaming, and more than that, we are never too old for our dreams to come true. I don't care what you've done. I don't care how many mistakes you've made. I don't care how many times you failed. I don't care how many no's you've received. You are still worthy. And that means your dreams can still come true. They can still happen. If you keep going, if you keep believing, they're yours. Don't believe the lie that you can't have the desires of your heart. God said we can. But the only way we can have it is if we believe we can. Too many times we convince ourselves that either we've done something so bad that we don't deserve what we dream of, or we made one too many bad choices and our circumstances won't allow us to see our dreams come true. Baby, that is not true. It just isn't. You can still have the desires of your heart. Don't you dare talk yourself out of your dreams. And here's another thing. If you think your dream is too big, it's actually probably too small. Honey, I'm a witness that God will say to your little dreams, that's it. Girl, you could do that. Let me show you what I can do. But we just have to hold on. Hold on at 25, 30, I'm 30, 40, 50, 60, or 70. Hold on no matter what. It took me more than 20 years to get here. 23 years of pursuing a career in acting, and God took me on a detour. But honey, the sights He showed me on the detour, I never change it. I'm so grateful for these lessons. My daddy turned 65 when he opened his own barber shop. His dream was always to open his own shop. His whole life, that was his desire. And at 65, he did exactly that. So I don't care how old you are or how long you've done the same old thing, you can still do something new. You can still have something new. Why? Because God said so. Just believe it, okay? Let God blow your mind. That's the end of chapter 1. Then she gives us a vegan tuna salad, untuna wrap recipe, which I think is pretty cool. I'm not going to read it. You can actually find it on YouTube if you just Google Tabitha Brown untuna. She has one that she's doing with Keke Palmer. Keke Palmer's interviewing her. She didn't really give as many detailed directions. And then she has one that she's doing without being interviewed of her just making it. But yeah, vegan tuna salad or untuna. She's making a wrap out of it, and she uses chickpeas and a whole bunch of other natural ingredients. Get into it, honey. I promise you it's not tuna, just a little something better. So yeah, I appreciated this first chapter. I'm going to end here. I'm going to continue being consistent in reading these. You can go on my YouTube channel. It's Morgan Myers. You'll see the red logo with the yellow M in it. So you can keep up with these. And then I also have another book that we're going to transition to after I get done called Centered, Trading Your Plans for a Life That Matters, which is written by a former NFL player turned Farmer Brown. So we're going to hear from him as well. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Please share the video, like it, go subscribe to my channel, and I'll tune in with you guys again soon. Peace, love, and light.